Hi guys, welcome to my video series on building a power intro. This is the first video. We haven't done anything yet. We're looking at a blank multi-track session. Now, you might be wondering what a power intro is. A power intro is, it's kind of a way to tie your call letters and tie your station imaging and logo right into the beginning and intro of a song. Now that can be a benefit in a few ways. It sounds really tight on the air. It sounds really good on the air, especially in CHR radio. You can go from one song to another very easily by tying your imaging right into the intro of a song, because it will always sound good going into another song. You're not messing with different cue points and stuff in your software that you're using. So it's all, it always will sound good every single time because it's just being pre-produced. And the other thing it sounds really good is coming back from commercials. You can play a power intro right after a sort of a back to the music sort of sounder or something. And it sounds actually quite nice. So I'm going to play a couple power intros that I've done. I'm going to point out a couple things, and then we're going to get started. So this is the first one I did. Actually, we'll do this one first. This is a Demi Lovato song called Give Your Heart a Break.
This is Kick Music.
Hey, this is Demi Lovato.
The station playing
All the hits. All the hits. All the hits. All the hits. All the hits.
The Kick.
The day I...
So that's the first one I did, was this Demi Lovato song. Another one I did was Owl City, Carly Rae Jepsen, a bit faster, a bit different pace. You can hear the difference.
This is Kick Music.
Hey, it's Carly Rae Jepsen.
My name is Adam Young. I play in a project called Owl City. It's gonna be alright.
Active AC.
RadioKick.com.
Woke up on the...
All right, so those are the two power intros. Now, a couple things I want to point out with the format I use for power intros, and I usually almost follow this every single time because it sounds quite nice. It just matches the format with my station, and if I use the same one on my station all the time, it just builds a brand a bit better in the listener's mind, and that's why I like building my own power intros. Some places, some libraries will have pre-built ones. I prefer to build them myself. So what I do is I always use an intro to a song, and I play it before a clip of the song. So I play intro to the song while talking over it, playing voiceovers. I use a clip of the song, and then I also use a go back to the intro of the song and tie it right in. So, for example, have a listen to this Owl City thing right again. You'll hear the intro underneath the voiceover, and the artist drops, and then you'll hear a clip of the song, and then you'll hear the intro to the song again with me tying the call letters in, and I'll put it in with a I'll finalize it with some effects and put everything in there. So have a listen.
This
Background
is
music in the
Kick
intro.
Music.
Hey, it's Carly Rae Jepsen.
My name is Adam Young. I play in a project called Owl City.
Song clip.
Active AC.
And then the intro again,
RadioKick.com.
tying everything right into the song. And that's the format I use for power intros. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to jump into our multi-track view, and we're going to set up, this video is going to focus on setting up the multi-track view, and we're also going to build the shell, which is taking the music and putting it together, getting the clip of the song together, and getting the intros put in the right spot. So the multi-track view, this is a brand new multi-track view. We're going to do a couple things to it. First thing we have to do is switch to the mixer view. And in the mixer view, we're going to go to the output for tracks 1 through 5. Audition 3.0 starts with 6 tracks. And for 1 through 5, we're going to add a bus. And we're going to call it bus A because that's the default. And we're not going to change it. And we're going to send those 5 tracks to bus A. We're not going to send track 6 to bus A. We're going to leave that at master for a second. Now, bus A, we're going to add a multi-band compressor effect. Now, you can fine-tune this however you want. This is just the final processing. I like the broadcast preset. It works really well for me, works really well for my station, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And you can pause the video and copy down the settings if you'd like, or you can use it yourself. I really like the broadcast setting. So I'm going to close that down. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add to the master output a hard limiting plugin. Now, the hard limiting plugin is not going to boost the input by anything. It's simply to stop it from clipping on master, and that we're gonna limit the max output to just minus 0.1 dB. And that's going to work really well because this track 6, is actually where we're going to drop the song because we don't want it to get produced with the rest of the imaging. We don't want it to get the multi-band compressor added. We just want the song there. So we're going to drop the song onto track 6. And then with any song mixing with voiceovers that might be in the last bit of the power intro, we don't want those to clip because they're not being processed by that multi-band compressor. That multi-band compressor has its own clipping limiter for tracks 1 through 5, but when we're mixing it with track 6, we don't want that to clip, so that's why we have the hard limit over on the master track. So after that's all set up, the mixing setup is now done. Let's pop over to the main setup. Now, we're going to produce a power intro for a song called Sitting on Top of the World. It's by an Australian artist named Delta Goodrem. So I'm going to play you 2 parts of it right now. I'm going to play you the intro and then the chorus and the clip that we're going to use. So this is the intro. So that's the song intro as it is recorded by the studio, and this is the chorus right here. Oh, that's a bit late into the chorus. This is the chorus. So that's what we're going to use. Let's jump right into this. Let's hop into the multi-track view. We're going to copy this song. First thing we're going to do is copy it to track 6. And we're going to leave it there because that's where the song's going to be. We're also going to make 2 more copies. One for that intro music, background music of the intro before the clip of the song, and then one is actually going to be the clip of the song. So let's copy onto track 1 and zoom in a bit here, the intro to the song. Or the whole song, I guess it'll be, and we'll just cut the intro. So let's have a listen. Oh, let's go in here. So that's the intro, right there. We'll split it down the middle. Now, we're going to take this part, we're going to delete a whole bunch of this stuff, and we're going to find the chorus, which we had earlier, that we were listening to, and it's a bit further than that. My entire keyboard and mouse just froze there for a second. But we are back working. Let's continue on. I think it's right here. Sitting on top. That's where we're going to come in. All right. So, I'm not sure how much you know about beat matching, and I'm just going to assume you don't know much, so I'm going to keep it as basic as possible. Because it's the same song, it's all the same beat through. And when we cut and paste parts of the song, we always want to cut and paste on a down beat and match it up on a down beat, or else it's not going to sound very good. It's not going to flow very well. So what we need is about 2 bars or 8 beats of the intro at the beginning, and then we're going to play the clip of the song that we want, and then we want another 8 beats or 2 bars, and then we'll go. So let's grab the first 8 beats of this intro. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right there. That'll be the downbeat right here of the 3rd bar. So that downbeat right there is where we're going to mix in with the next piece. So we're going to split that off, and all I'm going to do is just do a little fade out right there after that downbeat. So what we'll hear is the downbeat, but it'll fade right away. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the sitting on top of the world part, and we're going to match the downbeat up of sitting on top of the world with that downbeat right there. And the downbeat is right on the sit, so the downbeat, if you look in really close, you can kind of see where the kick drum or where the downbeat actually hits is right about there. So what we can do is line that up. If I make this a bit bigger, we can see it a bit better. And if I make this one's a bit bigger, you can see it a bit better. We're going to line up the sitting, and it's right there. We're going to line that up with that downbeat. And if I move this back and do a little bit of a fade in on this one right before the downbeat, what we're going to get is quite a nice flow to that. So let's have a listen. One of the things I notice is the compression is a bit strong, so I'm going to turn this down about 9 decibels. It's not actually going to affect the level that much, just because we're compressing it, but it's going to sound a bit nicer. And the downbeat's a little bit off. You can kind of hear a double downbeat in there, so let me get in nice and close and just line those up a bit better. And that's perfect right there. Okay, so now all we need is our 2 bars. Or of sitting on top of the world. So let's grab 2 bars and cut it on the other side. And that's our clip. So I'm going to cut it right about there. The nice thing about Audition is once you cut it, you can still rearrange it. And then I'm going to grab our track 6 that we loaded in way down here. It's zoomed out a bit. We're going to move that up to, actually, no, I'm going to leave it on track 6, but we have to line that up with these ones now. So to make that a bit easier, I'm just going to move track 6 up on my multi-track view so I can see it a bit better. And I'm going to line the downbeat up on this intro right here with the downbeat on, I think it's World. Let's have a listen. It's actually right at the downbeat right there. So I've cut it right at the downbeat. So I'm going to actually move that, give myself a bit more room to, for a fade out. And we're going to line up the downbeat. Now I only need 2 bars, 8 beats of this intro. So I'm going to take the last 8 beats this time because we're going into the song. So let's take the last 8 beats of this intro. So let's cut the first 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to come in right there. And let's delete that. There's our downbeat. I'm going to give myself a little bit more for a fade up. Of course, downbeat is right there. And let's line it up. There's our downbeat in World. And all I'm going to do is bring this over and line up the downbeat. I'm going to zoom in nice and close too so I can line it up perfectly. Right there. Now I can zoom back out. And we can fade out after the downbeat of World. And have a listen. This is going to be a nice shell for our power intro. Let's have a listen. So now that's not perfect. The fade outs are not very good. Some of them are not very, they're very rough. But that's okay for a first draft of this whole process. We've kind of gone through it quite quickly, and that's fine because we're definitely not finished. We still need to do a few more things. In the next video, we're going to look at putting in voiceovers and cleaning up those edges of where everything kind of mixes together. We're going to put some voiceovers in, see if we have to fix anything, because sometimes we find the voiceovers or clips that we've chosen to use are a bit longer and we need to add some more beats or take out some beats. So we're going to do that in the next video, and then in the following video, which is going to be a 3-part series, the last video is going to look at, I think it's going to be a 3-part series anyways. It could be a 4-part series, for all I know. I'm just making it as we go. The last video is going to look at putting the effects in and the finishing touches on the power intro. But we're off to a good start. We've got a shell that sounds pretty cool. We can put voiceover in right here, cut to song. And then something that says the station playing all the hits, radiokick.com. Something like that. So it's a work in progress. Check out the next video, and we'll keep it moving. We'll put some voiceovers in and get those edges tidied up. Check it out.